Hi, this is Chiefs Chronicles. I wanted to do a video just to bring some things to light to you guys, to talk about some things that has to do with first responders. Um, I got a phone call this morning, and I'm going to be vague about it, but I got a phone call this morning. Somebody was asking me if I would talk to someone that is having some problems, and they were thinking about committing suicide. It was on their mind, and from my understanding, they'd actually made the threat that they were going to commit suicide. I want everybody to understand if you've got a family member or a friend, a coworker, whatever it may be, that is threatening to commit suicide, they're talking about actually hurting themselves. They've developed a plan for it. Anything. When you're sure that they're serious, when they say, hey, I'm going to kill myself, or hey, I'm going to end it, I'm done with life, anything. That's your first sign that you need to get a hold of emergency services right away. Um, you always have the option to contact the family and talk to them and see what their thoughts are, because they can, if an immediate family member believes that they're in danger of hurting themselves and that they're serious about committing suicide, then that family member can sometimes get them to go ahead and induce themselves into a facility that's going to help them. Otherwise, if it's a serious threat, the only thing to do is to call 911, explain to the dispatch that this individual is threatening to harm themselves, and let the first responders take over from there. A lot of departments now have what's called CIT as a crisis intervention team, and the officers that are certified to be those team members can really do some good. I had quite a few of those on my department. We actually had we were on the very beginning of it, through the CIT deal, and had one of my members of my department was on the board back in the Kansas City area for CIT development. So I know a little bit about it. I also know, spending the time that I did in a facility, I learned some things there about it as well. And I'm telling you right now, if you or somebody is really thinking about it, has gone so far as to start thinking of a plan or a way to do it, what you're going to put in a note, things like that, get some help. Get some help on the way as soon as possible. You need to do it for your family and your friends and for yourself. Uh, you know, sun comes back up tomorrow, and no matter how dark it is today, that sun's going to come back up. And you need to keep that in mind. But no matter what, the message I want to get across is you call 911, speak to emergency services, let them know what's going on, and get help on the way as quick as possible. And once they arrive, tell them the truth. Let them know what's going on about yourself or your family member, your friend, coworker, and just go from there. Stay out of their hair. Let them do their job. Let the first responders handle it. They're very well trained, and they know what to do. You know, something that people that are in that mindset don't think about a lot. And I've been on quite a few of those calls myself. But something that people that are going to commit suicide or want to commit suicide, thinking about it, whatever it may be, threatening it, something that doesn't cross their minds is that suicide uh, is it's a cry for help. There's no doubt about that, and you know, but what you're doing to yourself is very small compared to what you're doing to everybody else around you. When a person commits suicide, I promise you, they have friends and they have family. They have coworkers. They have people that are used to seeing them every day, and they're missed. That person is genuinely missed. And when a person commits suicide, You've got grandparents that are hurt, and mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, nephews, nieces. Out of all of those relatives, you're going to have a close relative to you, someone that loves you very much, that's going to feel like it's their fault. They're going to feel for the rest of their life like the act that you did to take your own life somehow could have been prevented or stopped by them. And they'll spend the rest of their life feeling that and trying to figure out what they could have done. So think about that. You're not ultimately hurting yourself. You're hurting those people that you leave behind. And that's what you got to take to heart. Do you want your mother, your wife, your husband, your kids, your brother, your sister, do you want any of those people standing there crying when they hear the news? Crying like crazy. And that's not going to end there. They're going to spend the rest of their life, like I said, trying to figure out what they did to cause this or what they could have done to prevent it. So keep that in mind and seek help. Get help as quick as you can, in any form you can, as long as it's a professional. You can't confide in a friend. That's not going to work. You're past that point. You've got to go further. You need to get yourself into a facility. Walk into an emergency room and just tell someone. Walk up to the check-in desk and tell the nurse, I'm thinking about committing suicide. They'll take it from there. You're going to hate it for a day or so, but then you're going to figure out life's better, and it's going to keep getting better. That's all I wanted to say in this video so far. I'll have a couple more videos in this same location. Hate to waste it since I found it. So for now, just man, get help. You know, if you're at that point, get help. That's what we all want you to do, is get help. What I did was walked into an emergency room. In my deal, I drove around trying to find a parking lot to do the inevitable, and then before I knew it, somebody had noticed me sitting in this parking lot, and I realized where I was. I was at a hospital parking lot, an emergency room parking lot, actually. Did not consciously drive there. Didn't intend to be there. I'm not going to say how I ended up getting into the emergency room because I don't have permission from the person that made contact with me in the parking lot to do so. But I ended up in the emergency room. Very kind people, very heartfelt people. Compassion was just everywhere. I walked up to the admittance window, and I said, I'm sure they saw it on my face, but the nurse asked, do you need help? And I said yes, and I started to break down right then. And so she took me over to the side where nobody else could hear me at all, and asked me, are you thinking about committing suicide? And I said yes. That was it, man. They took it from there, and they took great care of me, wonderful care of me. I can't say good things enough about these people. I met a lot of people in my 8 days there, and developed good relationships, good friendships. And it's amazing how much you help each other in that kind of a situation. So just know, through my experience, I know the sun comes back up the next day. It does. You get that warm sun on your face, and life changes. So don't think this is it, because it's not. Do yourself the justice that you deserve, that your family deserves, and take care of yourself. So that's all I've got for this. As always, I want to do this full time, and I want to spread the word full time on mental health care for our first responders, and what an important thing it is, and how badly we need to bring that to the forefront of people's minds. There's so much shit in the news right now. It's ridiculous. You've got so much political stuff going on, so many narratives that are trying to be shoved down our throats. We need to just back up a minute, take a breath, and look at ourselves and figure out what's important to us. Don't worry about the political climate. It's going to take care of itself. Worry about us. Worry about ourselves. Worry about the people that immediately will be coming to protect you and potentially save your life, or at the very least, walk in and be a parent for you because you never figured out how to be a parent to your 8-year-old that's out of control. That's a little bit of my own tidbit there. But yeah, first responders is what this channel's about, and I don't want to stray from that too much. So in order for me to do this full time and get away from the job I currently do to make money, which I'm not going to go into it. In order for me to do this full time and to really commit my time to it like it's needed, it takes funding, and that funding is contributions. It's going to take some, and to do that, you can go to my Buzzsprout website, or usually on my videos I'll try and put it in there on the support page that Charlene Bond created for me on Facebook. The information's there for contributions, but it's going to be through my Venmo or through my PayPal. There's 2 different Venmos. One is at G Hallgrimson, and the other Venmo is support Hallgrimson. So at support Hallgrimson. And then the PayPal is ghallgrimson@live.com, LIVE.